Hey Muses, welcome back to my channel. My name is Tyler. If this is your first time finding this video, hi, hello, welcome. I am so glad that you found my channel. Before we get started, friends, please make sure that you subscribe, comment, like, turn on that notification bell, and give this video all the love and attention that it well deserves. I am so excited to dive into this Oracle deck review, but also, if you would like to get early access to this content online and some other fun content as well, I am working on building a Patreon channel, and still limited time is an early access deal of only $2 a month. You could subscribe, help support my channel, help this grow into a bigger thing in 2026. And Happy New Year, by the way. So if you want to get early access, help maybe choose the decks that are coming down the pipeline for reviews or content creation, make sure you're subscribed to the Patreon channel, but also subscribe to all of my other social media platforms, which will be linked in the description below, along with the deck that we are covering today. Now, this is a fun one. We are going to be talking about the Arcana Flora by Nora Paskaleva, and Nora actually sent me both the indie and the mass market. So we're going to be looking at a side-by-side comparison between the indie and the mass market. So grab your drink of choice, settle in, get comfortable, and let's dive into it, shall we, friends? All right, friends, correction. Arcana Folia. That is the name of the deck that we are going to be reviewing today. It is the Arcana Folia deck. Both the indie and the mass market. Now, this was sent to me by Nora. Thank you so much, Nora, for sending me this beautiful gift. I am so happy to have it. As you all know, this deck has been all over my social media platforms, and I have had to have the amazing and wonderful opportunity to connect and speak with Nora about this deck. Lovingly gifted me both copies so that I could review and do a side-by-side of them. If you are familiar with Nora's work or not, you might recognize her work because they created the Talisman Oracle deck, which I love and have used. And we carry now both the Talisman Oracle and the indie, or not the indie, the mass market version of both of her decks at Namaste Bookshop here in New York City. So if you are in the neighborhood, come on by and get yourself a copy. However, both of all of her decks will be linked below. You can also check out my YouTube channel to see a deck review of the Talisman Oracle, which is on this page. But let's dive into it, shall we, friends? So, starting off, Arcana Folia, they come in identical, like, shaped boxes. There is a color difference, right? The indie deck is this hunter green color, beautiful, and the mass market is a darker color, reads black, sometimes maroon almost. It's a darker shade, but they both have the same description on it. So the Arcana Folia Oracle draws inspiration from nature and reveals signs that guide you towards happiness and fulfillment. Just as a little plant grows, you too can flourish by gaining insight into various situations, exploring self-reflection, and deepening your intuition. Practice the technique of intuitive channeling to strengthen your reading abilities. The spirits of the leaves invite you to explore the limitless possibility of insight with this leafy oracle. It's absolutely beautiful. What's the difference besides color, right? In the indie version, which is the green version again, there are 55 cards, whereas the mass market one, which is printed and published by US Games, only has 50 cards. And as you can see, they are circular. So this is exciting too, because I have not owned a circular tarot deck, oracle deck at all. So it's quite entertaining and exciting to see that this shape. It fits lovely in the hand. So love a thumb cutout on both boxes, and it makes it easy for them to store in. This is the, I'm sorry it's getting washed out. I gotta figure out my lighting here. Two different kind of colors inside. Woo, let's not set the box on fire now, shall we? Let's just do this real quick. There we go. You can kind of see the color difference in it. All right, now that we're not talking in the dark anymore. Pull yourself together, girl. All right, so inside the lid, it says, listen to the whispers and let them guide you. Let's just see here. There you go. Yeah. So lovely guide boxes. Now, the cards. Both get the same page guidebook. Again, indie mass market. Let's read the introduction. Whoa, camera right in my face. Y'all don't need to see that. The language of nature is a powerful tool that can steer you towards a more authentic self, a happier life, and a more fulfilling existence. Arcana Folia, which means secret of the leaves, is an oracle deck that draws inspiration from nature and the signs that the universe sends our way. The journey may sometimes feel challenging as we need to overcome obstacles and personal discomforts on our path, but it will bring us joy and self-actualization. Using this deck will help you deepen your intuition, guide your journey towards self-improvement, and help you navigate difficult situations. This deck reminds us to take some time out of our busy lives to reconnect with nature and listen to the message it sends us. Even spending 5 minutes hiking or doing something we love outdoors can recharge our energy, prepare us for the road ahead. Let the pure vibrations of plants clear your thoughts and energize your spirit. How to use the cards. Learning to read the cards intuitively without relying solely on the description meaning can be incredibly helpful and may change the way you approach using them. While each card in this guidebook has a specific meaning, it is more important to tap into the essence of the cards based on your unique situation, circumstances, and current energy. But you can always use the sample spread to read the description for a general card interpretation while learning to deepen your intuition. I love that. One of the things I noticed with this deck is that you really don't need the guidebook. This is, as she stated, an intuitive deck that the guidebook just helps kind of elevate it just a little bit more. Not by much, but like if you need a place to start, the guidebook is a great place to start. Let's put it that way. I'm going to zoom us in a little bit here. Great. So let's talk about the cards for a second. So there will be a closer look at both indie and mass market. So card 50, eccentric person, a person with a different world view. So here is the indie, here is the mass market. They both say the same thing. And I love an oracle deck that is numbered, gives you the name, and then tells you what kind of the message is underneath. Love that it is a cat, intuitively, right? somebody of it, right? A person with a different worldview, somebody who has a different perspective, looks at things differently, is not kind of the traditional person you might be interacting with. They have different takes. Fronts and backs. The indie version, I feel like I can grip this one a little bit easier. It does feel that the mass market has like a gloss on it, making it feel a little bit slicker, a little bit more slippier? Words are hard. You know what I mean, right? They're slick. They slip. It's not, they slide a little bit easier. I don't know necessarily how I feel about it yet. I've been using the indie one only because it has the 5 extra cards. So let's go to page 50 and let's just do, just so you can see both of them, right? A person with a different worldview, unique mindset, different perspectives, contagious joy, abstract thinker, free spirit. Those are some additional key phrases here. But it says this person who has a unique mindset and worldview is and is able to provide a different perspective. They are often seen as odd or may not fit in with the crowd, which can lead to them being misunderstood. They may be both the popular loner or the life of the party who brings energy to the room. Their joy is contagious, but their abstract thinking may trigger people's insecurities. This person's values their freedom, even in relationships, friendships, or gatherings, but they are very loving and loyal to their closest friends. They are authentic and expect authenticity from others as well. Beautifully said. I love that they chose the cat, right? Because the cats, they just don't give a crap, right? They love you, but they hate you at the same time. They're loyal to you as long as you feed them, right? They look at things differently. So let's, see, look, I just kind of stacked them up, and I think maybe because it's the gloss that has them have a little bit more air, it seems like maybe I'm crazy. It feels like that the mass market might be a little bit thicker. Who knows? I'm crazy sometimes. So, eccentric person, home, celebration, enjoy your victories with others, gift. These cards were also reminding me while I was playing with these of a Lenormand deck or Letterman deck, which I feel like these can read very intuitively like a Lenormand does. And we have some of the same things, right? In Lenormand, there is a dog, right? And we have dog, we have a person of your soul tribe, soulmate, loyalty is the meaning on the Lenormand card, right? Faithful, friend, understanding. I wish that maybe in the guidebook, let's do 45 here real quick. I didn't see it in 50. 45. I was at a different number here real quick. So yeah, that's what I was, right? We're talking about the leaves and we're talking about plants here. The one thing that I'm missing is the connection of what is the floral, what are the leaves that are on the card. It's the one thing I'm missing, right? Because if this is, reading tea leaves and the plants are important and what the leaves are telling us, I wonder why we chose these plants. Or does it not matter, right? What is it? It's just something that I feel that's missing if this is kind of the point of it. but that's being nitpicky. These are beautiful cards. I love this, right? Pomegranate. I know that this is pomegranate. It's the High Priestess is fruit, so it's also connecting. Everything for me always goes back to tarot. Reflection. Reflection reveals who you are. Oh, love that there's like a pine tree in the reflection of the mirror. These are just absolutely stunningly beautiful. I'm so excited to have these in my collection. Now, let's dive in. Let's talk about the Indies 5 extra cards. The 5 extra cards that you get from the indie version if you were deciding to go indie. So, let's just put these. So, after card 50 in the mass market and in the indie, right? The eccentric person, you get transmutation. Shifting energy, emotion, and appearance. Love the kind of opening up of the budding flowers, the death moth, right? Kind of channeling your energy, what kind of has to happen when butterflies, moths, and other animals go through that like kind of crystallization, metamorphosis, becoming goo to become something different, right? Sorry, friends, about the siren in the background. It's New York City. What are you gonna do? I can't turn it off. I'm so sorry if you can hear that. 52, we get a moon, delusion. Root your vision in self-trust, right? The moon shows the illusions, right? It also pulls to that. I think we're done. Things are wild in New York City. Just after a full moon, too, everything is a delusion right now. Things may not be exactly as they appear. Root your vision and self-trust. I love the moon aspect. I love the flowers, right? I'm tending to look past the flowers since I don't know what they are. Unless I know what they are, I'm not going to kind of pull on to them. Confirmation. Keep track of important matters. Take a snapshot. Document. Write it down. Journal about it. Right? Try to find the confirmation that you need. Beautiful card. I love the camera. I feel like it's about to take my photo. Soup. Oh my goodness. So, one of my coworkers at the crystal shop, she bought the mass market version, and she was so sad when she flipped through the deck because she had seen my indie version that there was no soup card. She was so sad. She loves soup, and she didn't have a soup card. And so she may or may not be getting a copy of the indie deck, but when I was at the shop on Monday after being out for 2 weeks, she told me that she didn't have a soup card, and she was so sad. I know, Bella didn't have a soup card. Comment sad for you. But soup card, let it simmer, which is such a great... Let it simmer is such a great phrase, meaning the understanding that, like, when you make soup, that it sometimes has to sit, right? So the flavors can release into it. It takes time. You have to let it percolate. Growing up as a kid in the 90s, the infomercials, set it and forget it, right? These are things that kind of come to mind with the idea of soup. Hi, bud. Now is not the time. Sorry. We will play in a minute. Soup. And pleasures. Enjoy fruits of life. Now, Nora, you know what you're doing here with this card. You absolutely know what you are doing with this card. And there are a few other ones that you can see in the videos coming up where eggplant and an open peach, Nora. This is why we're going to be best friends. Because this is amazing. This is absolutely, when I saw this card, I giggled so much. It was absolutely one of my favorites. So you get pleasures, soup, confirmation, delusions, and transmutation. Now, let's do the thing that y'all are here for. Let's shuffle. Now, They are circular, which I think is fun. You kind of just have to get a little bit bigger grip on the cards, and you can still bridge and hand over hand shuffle these. I actually, whoa! I mean, Nora, opportunity. This was one of them I was talking about. I think they have to be held. For me, the hand over hand doesn't work as great because it's circular. I find it easier to control, to be able to do like a riffle and then like push them together. You can bridge them. It is a bit of a challenge. So that is how the indie deck shuffles. Let's shuffle mass market. Okay, that was... Okay, they are a little bit stiffer, to me, feeling. They do have that, US Games kind of quality stock feeling. I don't know, I prefer the shuffle on the indie deck. Size comparison, this is a US Games printed standard tarot deck. Mass market, right? It's silly to try to compare these, but it's, right? Height-wise, it's a little smaller than your standard tarot deck, a little bit wider. I bet you if you squish this and pull it, if it was malleable like that, it would be about the same size of a standard tarot deck. Let's compare the indie. Yeah, the exact same. Now, my thing here is it's not going to do it. The two different cardstock qualities, I was thinking maybe I take the five additional cards that you get in here. Let's just see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Kind of have them be fun, like if they're in here. They would fit. They feel like they're cut exactly the same, unlike when we try to compare and make a Frankenstein monster deck of the Seasons of the Witch, because they're not all cut from the same place, right? Yeah, I don't know. I mean, you could make your own if you're okay with this. They would shuffle together, and maybe that is, but because intuitively I like just darker images on my own, but maybe this is to push me out of my comfort zone, But I just feel like colors... Sorry, I'm looking at my viewing monitor just to see the color differences. The color differences, they both equally pop. I just feel like the green on greens might get a little bit lost. These greens kind of pop just a little bit more. I don't know. The jury is still out on this one, friends, but let me know in the comment section below, would you go indie or mass market? And let me know if you have or have used this deck in the comments below. What deck should I review next? And I hope you enjoyed today's Oracle deck review, a closer inspection of both the indie and mass market Arcana Flora by Nora Paskaleva is coming up right now, friends.